Plugged up now. Take 2 was a success.
Yes. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about more relationship questions.
Nice.
Relationship
what
questions.
What number are we on? Out of how many? 50?
53. It's a really weird number.
It is.
And we've already had at least 3 stupid ones that they could have eliminated.
It could have just been the 50.
It's been like, come on, let's just make it an even 50.
And what number?
We're on number 37. Number 37. When was the last time you had an in-depth conversation with your partner?
Oh, last night?
Last night.
Last night was a...
That question came in handy, and we didn't have to sit here and go, oh.
I know. It really was last night. I had an emotional breakdown last night. I'm still kind of feeling a certain type of way today, too. It's just starting to get to me. Like, you ever just feel discouraged with your business or with your career, and then just everything else going on with staying at home with the kids and everything like that? I'm just not staying home with the kids, but like, you know what I mean, doing school with the kids.
It could be worse.
Okay, I guess we're done here.
For everybody that doesn't know, that's a pet peeve of Angie's, so I thought I would throw that out there.
It's a big pet peeve of mine to be like, it could be worse. But no, it's not bad. I feel, like I've said before, I feel grateful I can do it. But some days, and there's moments where I just feel like, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it again.
I think you have those multiple times a year because you go so hard in the paint, and it all catches up with you, and it's exhaustion or whatever. And I think it's even worse this year because of you're going through 6th grade all over again.
I am,
and they've changed it up so it's not as easy as the first time.
It's just so frustrating because I know they're not gonna retain anybody, and it's so tempting to just be like, let's just do what we want to do when we want to do it.
Let's take this year off,
and let's just, we'll turn in what we turn. But I can't do that.
But you're a good mom, and you want your son to have a good year and have the confidence going into next year. Hopefully, going into next year in a school would be pretty cool.
I told you what would happen if they don't go back to school. There will be a big uproar with the parents that stay at home with these kids and get them through school. Big uproar. I'm not doing it, Dan.
She said she's not doing it again.
Nate will go to school. I will drop him off, whether he sits outside and sits on his iPad and does his work, and then I'll pick him back up later.
I like it.
I'm not... this isn't conducive. Like, this is not how... No.
It's not how the world revolves.
Enough is enough. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
We ready?
But yeah, last night we had
an in-depth conversation last night.
Yeah.
We did.
That's rolled over into today, which I haven't been able to talk, but like it's just been, I've been in my feels today and just like, because nothing was resolved. I think when you have these talks and nothing's resolved, there's really nothing, not anything necessarily you can resolve.
That's what I was kind of going to say. It's like
I just don't feel at ease, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. Is there anything I could have done differently to help you feel at ease?
Yeah, you could make this virus go away. You send the kids back to school, and you can hire somebody to help me with my business to grow it to the effect that I want to grow. You could paint the walls downstairs in the basement white. Like I came up with that idea today to make my gym more appealing and more easy on the eye and more,
Okay, that one I can help with. The other ones I can't do anything about. But the last one,
was there anything I can do?
I know, and I'm answering you with no. I can't help you with the first 3 or 12 or whatever it was. But the last one, I agreed with you. I didn't go, whoa, that sounds stupid.
What?
With the walls. Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's my spot. But it's just like I think it's going to be a lot of work, and I don't know who's going to do the work.
Yes, you do.
You can't do it all by yourself.
Who always does the work?
It would take forever.
How?
Because do you know how many cinder block walls are down there?
We do a wall at a time. We get it done.
But you know what I think would be cool once we get the white done?
Yes.
Tell me.
I don't know what.
You know how like the pole and like the beams at the top are like this rust red look?
They look like they look when they bring them in from the...
That would be cool to paint them black.
Oh.
And then the ceiling is that silver like some people do their ceilings like that. It's pretty cool when you look up at it. It's like, what is it? It's like not aluminum. It is kind of an aluminum.
It is. I don't know what they use for
so that could stay
under the concrete garage floor.
But it looks good. It looks like that was done on purpose.
No, it's in when they do the open ceiling.
Right.
Office space now, or it looks like you're in a warehouse, but you're not.
Well, kind of like that, but not really.
Not totally, no.
But anyway, we could just clean that. There's some dirt we could knock off of it. And I think it would look really good. Black and white, that would pop down there. That would look so good. Put up some drywall in that bathroom area. That's what I want to do. But anyway, if that's going to be a lot to do by yourself, we're going to have to bribe some people with
I got people
pizza.
that can help.
Beer and
I got
pizza.
people that can help.
So anyway, we can move on. But
This drives me crazy when it does this.
What?
When it doesn't work on both sides.
Okay, well, let's not worry about it. Let's move on.
All right.
This is something that you typically do before you start a podcast is sound checks, but
I know, but it looked
we're
fine when I
amateurs
first
here.
started it.
That's what she said.
Next. Let's see here. We're on number 38. Are you keeping any secrets that you're afraid of letting your partner know? Ooh. Oh.
Yikes.
Yowzer.
No, I'm not keeping any
course
secrets.
not.
What are we going to do?
What were we going to say? We were going to keep secrets?
Oh, yeah. Glad you brought that up.
Glad you brought that up. I've been wanting to tell you this.
I honestly
for a while
don't,
now.
though. I tell you everything.
We pretty much are we're very open.
I think Jeff would have secrets before
Couple.
me.
What?
I do.
Well, I would think you would have secrets before me.
You know, like, it's not bad secrets, like, oh, whatever. But, I mean, like, just something you don't really want to talk to me about.
Really?
I don't know. I just feel like that.
Huh. Well, maybe we need to talk about that, because I don't know why you would feel that way.
I don't either. I just kind of do.
Huh.
Huh. That's his
Interesting.
response. Huh.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure it out, like, why you feel that way. That's
I don't know
what
my
triggers
feelings
that.
turned off. I don't know. I just have this feeling.
You have this feeling that I have secrets?
No, I don't think that you do. I'm just saying, like, it is not even like a secret. I wouldn't even say secret. Secret's kind of like a negative word. Like, just something that's bothering you really don't want to talk to me about it because you think that I might react in a certain type of way. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's
Because you're
what I'm saying.
scary.
Because I'm scary?
Is that why you think that way? 'Cause
No,
you're
but just
scary?
no. You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean, but that's not true.
I think everybody has secrets they don't really want to talk to people about. Whether it's anything bad or really to do with the relationship or just a secret that you don't want to talk about. Like, I'm trying to think of what one would be.
It'd be something that happened to you in your childhood that you just haven't told anybody.
Yeah.
Or something that that's happened that you've never told anybody and you're
Right.
never going to.
Right.
You know?
Yes, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I can't either. Huh. Let's see here. Do you think your partner's friends and family like you?
Not all of them. I don't think all your friends and family like me, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I really don't. I don't
Wow.
think your brother Jay likes me.
What?
I don't think he likes me.
That's how everybody feels about
And
Jay.
I think that your friends, out of your friends, I don't really know. Maybe they do.
I think they do. And I know Jay does. He just is, that's how he comes across. I don't think he likes me sometimes.
Whatever, you're his brother.
Yeah, but that's the only reason I think you have to like me. But that don't think he always does. I just think that's how he comes across. That's been his personality his whole life.
Yeah, I know, but
Sometimes.
what about you? You think my friends and family like you?
Of course.
You know my friends and family
All
both
of you.
love
No,
you.
I don't think everybody likes me that much.
Oh, yes, they do.
But I think they tolerate me.
What are you talking about?
Your friends and family. I think they like me okay.
Oh, of course they do.
I'm not. I mean, I don't know.
They do. Don't worry.
Thank
You
you.
want to call them up right now?
Yes. Do you guys like me? Do you like me?
Jeff's not here. Tell me the truth. Do you like him?
Put it on speaker.
Right?
Jeff's not here.
Like
Do you
we're
like
back
him?
in middle school.
And they would go, "No, you should leave him."
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
Do you feel like your partner accepts the way you are?
Yes, I do.
I feel that way. I feel that's like the huge part of the relationship.
Wasn't that kind of like a question that they'd asked before?
I think so in a different type of way, but I think that's huge for relationships. I think that allowing each other to be the way they are.
We
is
definitely talked
huge.
about that.
We did talk about it because I remember talking about how my personality, my humor.
Right. And we were talking about like our characteristic traits, how you can't change those, and
Yes, it's a different question, but it had the same outcome.
Right.
Because, yeah, you have to accept people for who they are because they're not going to change. And
Right.
if they do, it's going to be temporary most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's them changing.
That's what I was going to say, unless they really want to make the change. And then if they really want to make the change themselves, then it might change.
Right.
Okay.
Let's see. Gosh, these are getting intense. Have you ever thought about cheating on your partner?
Oh, my gosh.
And why? Wow, those are intense
Whoa.
questions. Maybe they're not supposed to be discussed on the podcast.
Wow, that's insane. That's
Like,
pretty.
Is this like that's intense? That one.
I think everybody has temptations. I mean, we're human beings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're human
We're
beings.
human. Yes.
But I mean, I don't think anybody can sit here and say when they've been with somebody that they've never been tempted. They've never. I mean, that's just crazy if you say you haven't. Oh, Jeff's going to sit over there and say, oh, I've never been tempted in any type of way. Maybe not like really tempted, like, oh, I am actually going to do it. But enticed at all.
Well, it says, have you ever thought about cheating on your partner?
Well, a thought about that's broad, though.
That is broad. I don't know. That's a...
Jeff wouldn't admit
Think
it even
about
if he
it.
did, because I'm just talking about temptation. Really, that just brought up me to think about temptation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Temptation.
That's
I don't
just
know.
me. Okay, move on then.
Have you ever thought about breaking up with your partner and why?
Oh my gosh. Again, I think that everybody thinks about everything in life, and
Yes.
I mean, was it ever contemplated? No, but I mean, was it ever like?
We've been together since we did break up. I mean, we've been together since we were 15. So
But we
yes,
didn't
there
break
were
up.
times where we thought about break. Yeah, but there's times when you're younger, especially, where you're like, I'm breaking up with her, or I'm breaking up with
Well,
her.
and we've had things that's
Over
happened
stuff.
in our marriage that could have been deal breakers,
Oh, absolutely.
and that maybe ran through your head.
Sure.
I think that's natural. And I don't think that that's wrong necessarily, unless these thoughts keep coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that could be a you problem.
You're going through hard times. You know, maybe you go through hard times. You go through something hard in your relationship, and you think about, I'm just going to leave. You might even say, I'm just going to leave. You know, but are you really going to? Probably not. Contemplation and thinking about it, I feel like, is two different words. I feel like if you contemplate something versus if you just think about it. I feel like contemplating, like you're thinking out the steps and how you can do it. You're contemplating doing it.
You've committed to it almost.
You don't. Well, you don't even. It's not even. I don't think it's a committal thing. I think it's just like, the thought just sit and go through my head. Like, we're having a hard time. I'm just gonna leave, and then you go in the bathroom, you come back out, and you're like, that didn't never come back in your head.
Right.
Contemplation is like, I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna call, and then the next day you call the attorney, and you think about the steps that it would take to actually leave. That's contemplation to me.
Yes.
So
hear
I
what
think a
you're
lot of
saying.
people probably have thought about, maybe if you've been with your partner for a long time, or if you've been through hard times with your partner, I think everybody has gone through their head, like, would it be easier if I just left? Whether you're fighting over
it's even-
something that you've done or that they've done, and your head would be like, you know what, let me just leave you alone about it, then, you know.
Yeah, everybody's gone through it. If they've been together long enough, and you might never say it, but the thought of maybe we just don't need to be together, or maybe this isn't working, or
Right.
you
And
know,
I don't think that's bad.
I don't think that's bad either. What I do think is bad is, which I think is a problem, is when you're saying that to yourself and you've never had a conversation. Like, things are bad and one party doesn't really know
Yeah.
because they haven't been confronted about it. They haven't
True.
been told you haven't been this and I need this.
Right.
Instead, they just let the marriage die. I think that, or the relationship die. And the other party has no idea. And you go, well, they should have an idea. Well, people don't always.
Yeah, because they're not paying attention, or.
Right, but you can't just say, well, you should pay more attention. You have to have conversations.
Yeah.
You know, life's more complicated than just saying you should have known.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think so many people do that. And it's like, well, no, everybody has stresses of their own and has issues. But yeah, I think, going back to the question, I think everybody that's been in a relationship for an extended period of time has thought about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something, you go through fights and you go to extremes.
And some relationships you do leave and come back.
That's true. That's very true.
And that's okay too, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, depending, but yeah.
Right, yeah.
Next one.
Let's see here. The next one, number 40. No. Did I skip one?
Did you get lost?
Have you seen each other at your best and worst?
I mean, of course.
Yes.
If you've been with someone as long as we've been with, you're going to see them at their best and worst.
Yes. We have seen each other at our best and worst.
That's easy.
That's an easy one.
Okay.
Will you lie for the sake of your partner's happiness, and how do you define the line?
Ooh, that's good. What do you mean?
Would you lie for the sake of your partner's happiness?
Like, what do they mean by that?
And
I need them to.
How do you define the line? That could mean a lot of things.
Like, what does that mean? Like, would I lie for you? Is it saying what is?
I don't know if it means that, or would you lie about something that you did, so your partner is not so your partner stays happy?
I feel like that there is a difference in lying and not telling everything. Like, lying is if you're asked the question and you give the answer that's not the truth. And then there's other things that's like, I did this, so I'm just going to keep this under my belt and move on with my life. That's a form of lying, I feel like. But you've done it to me.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we won't, and I've done it to you. We won't go into details.
I think it's a human
nature. I'm not
nature.
going to sell you out, and you're not going to sell me out.
No.
But we both have done things in our relationships that we've not. I wouldn't, like, again.
It's a form of pride too. And
it's more of a. I feel like I'm going to keep this to myself and not tell you because I'm protecting you.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yes.
I just want you to be happy, and it's nothing that I don't think that it's a deal breaker for. I just want you to be happy, so therefore I'm not going to tell you. Versus I'm outright asking you, Jeff, ABC, and then you tell me, did you ABC? And you say, no, I didn't ABC, when in fact you did. That's lying.
That's lying.
Right.
Yes.
So.
No, I think depending on the circumstances, yeah, it might be, depends how serious it is too.
Well, it could be something as simple as like, you know what, Angie's had a bad day, and this girl came on to me at Kroger and
they
tried to get my
Kroger.
Number, and if I didn't give it to her, but not telling her is not going to hurt anything, but telling her could really put
popcorn aisle.
Oh my gosh! But now you made me lose track of that. Do you know what I'm saying? But if something happened between the two of you and you don't tell me, then that's where it gets a little. Still, you're not lying because I haven't come out and asked you.
True.
Unless I said, did you run into anybody at Kroger today? Anybody talk to you? Then that's lying if you say you didn't. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So.
Like little stuff like that, I don't think is a big deal. But big stuff, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's bad for the person that's lying. It's almost worse on the person that's lying over time, because if you do something that's very serious and then you omit that or you keep that from your partner's going to be fine because they don't know about it, right? But it still could damage your relationship because it could affect you and your emotional and your mental ability, awareness, and eat away at you.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So, anyway.
I agree.
Are you in a relationship only because you enjoy the excitement or the feeling to be loved and cared about?
No.
Absolutely. That's the only reason.
Not me.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, what?
It's a joke. No.
But I think at the beginning, it could be, a lot of people could answer yes for that.
Well, and I think that's why a whole lot of people are in them in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that's people fall in love, and you've got that whole honeymoon phase period that's going to wear off, and it's going to be life like the last few days.
Yeah, and not that you don't love the person and any not that you love the person any left, but like you said, that stuff just kind of wears off. Like, not necessarily the excitement, because I still get excited, and I still feel those types of ways, but it's not an everyday kind of thing. Like, some days you just get through. Like, today is one of those days I just was like, Angie, I wasn't even like all that busy, but it was emotionally draining on me for some reason. I don't know if it's because I brought up all that stuff last night in the talk. Then I didn't sleep good. And then I woke up still thinking about it because I didn't feel like anything was resolved. So, today wasn't busy, but it was just, like emotionally draining, and so I might not be as excitable when you got home. Like, hey, how are you? Like, usually I'm really happy to see you, and it's like, oh yeah, you're home. And today I was just like, eh.
Yeah.
But it's not that I don't love you, and it's not that I don't care about you, and it's not that I'm not attracted to you, and it's not that I'm mad at you. It's just that I'm still feeling a type of way, and I'm just not like chipper. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. That's just my interpretation of that.
That's life. I mean, it's how everybody is at some point, you know,
Right.
and that's when when you just have to do everything you can to support each other.
Yeah.
And go, well, I'm just gonna go do
Just
this.
I know. Could you imagine living back in the day when like all the women stayed home, and then when the men got home, they were dressed in like dresses and pearls and heels,
Touched up,
and
ready
was
to go,
like,
had
"Would
a
you like a
drink
bourbon?"
ready. Oh,
I couldn't live back then. I don't
oh
know.
man.
I mean,
I think everybody adapts to the time they're in.
I guess they do, but I feel
'Cause
like that
30
those
years
women
from
were
now,
probably a
they're
little
gonna
bit
be like-
depressed.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Because I just don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to stay. Times are just different. I wouldn't want to stay home every day. Like, I'm going crazy now. I'm working from home. So I'm staying home all the time. And while like I said, I enjoy it, I feel blessed that I get to do it, and I don't want to come across complaining. There are days that I want to get out. And yeah, I have a job in the evenings 4 nights a week at GNC, but it's still working. You know what I mean? I'm not
Yes.
out like just doing what I want to do.
Right.
I work just constant. So it's just, I don't know, whatever.
It's
can be fun.
nonstop.
Yeah.
It's nonstop.
Non.
The next one does not apply to us, so.
What does it tell? Just read it though.
Does your partner make you forget the painful feeling of your previous relationships?
Oh. Yeah, that's not really applicable. My previous relationship was when I was in, I don't know, whatever grade it was.
8th, 9th grade.
Yeah, so time has made me forget about that relationship.
Time heals all.
Time.
Do you look forward to your future with your partner?
Yeah, of course. Oh.
Yes, duh.
I mean, I
It's a dumb question.
We dream about our future all the time.
We do.
Yeah.
We do talk about our future.
We're gonna have we're not gonna talk about this right now. We'll wait until the next podcast, but we have things coming up in our future that's really excitable.
We do have some exciting things.
Yeah,
in
but
our
not right
future.
now. We're gonna devote a whole
Podcast.
podcast. We're gonna devote a
podcast.
whole podcast to that.
Okay,
So.
that's cool.
Okay.
Have you thought about marrying your partner? That is
Jeff,
that's,
are we gonna get married ever?
that ship has sailed.
But you can renew your vows.
One day we could.
We could.
Absolutely, we could renew our vows. Are you willing?
Jeff was like, moving on because that's not happening.
No, it'll happen for sure. I've told you that I wanted to do it, actually. Are you willing to compromise your happiness for a successful relationship? That's not a
What?
successful. You're already. That's a contradiction.
That's a big contradiction. Like,
It's not a successful relationship if you're
If
unhappy.
you have to compromise happiness to be in a relationship,
It's not successful.
that's not successful. You need to run quick. I don't know who wrote this article, but that's, unless we're misunderstanding what it's saying. Read it again.
Are you willing to compromise your happiness for a successful relationship?
Now, if they took out the word successful, are you willing to compromise your happiness for a relationship? So maybe, you're happy, and this person comes along and they don't like that you smoke, or they don't like that you drink wine at night. Are you willing to compromise what makes you happy to be with that person? Okay, I can see that. But it's not a successful relationship if you have to compromise really anything.
Right.
I mean, that makes you happy and that you want to do.
Right.
Relationships are about compromise, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah. Major things like giving up other girls or guys. That's something
Well,
that
obviously.
if it makes you happy, then you need to just continue to do that
Right. By yourself.
by yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would agree with
I mean,
that.
there's obviously compromise that comes along
There's
with
going to be a
relationship.
ton of compromise.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
I
just
mean-
what relationships are, and that's all relationships.
You got to compromise, maybe what side of the bed you sleep on, or
That's
maybe
right.
the toothpaste tube, do you push from the middle or the bottom? I
Right.
prefer to do from the bottom. Jeff just pushes it from all over the place.
Yeah, until it gets down, and then I like to squeeze from the
Well,
bottom.
that's the only way you can get any out when it gets down to almost anything.
True.
That's why if you keep squeezing from the bottom and like roll it up as you go, it's never really a problem.
I never really recognized it being a problem.
It's not a problem. I compromise the way I use my toothpaste for the sake of just.
That makes me so happy.
I
that
mean,
you do
because
that.
I never use my toothpaste like that. Like I always, when I had my own toothpaste, would just kind of squeeze from the bottom, and as I go, I'd push it up.
You know, this isn't going to work.
And I wouldn't. Sometimes I'd roll it up as I go, and sometimes I just leave it flat. But I would definitely, it'd always be pushed up and ready to go, so I didn't have to work at it if I was busy in the mornings, hurrying around. But that's what I mean. I'm talking about compromises like that, not big compromises.
I'm
like
thinking about breaking up with you right now.
because of what? Then get your own toothpaste. If it was really a problem, I would just say, "This is your toothpaste."
I'm
this is
kidding.
mine.
I could give two. I could roll it from the bottom. I don't even care. I don't even care. It doesn't matter to me.
That's too funny.
All right. When it comes to future, do you or your partner have the same relationship goal?
I mean,
One, I think it should be goals.
yeah, you just have one goal.
One goal.
I think we obviously have the
Yes.
same.
Yes, we do.
But maybe a lot of people don't, because if you're in the beginning of a relationship, maybe one wants kids, one doesn't. One wants to live in the mountains, one wants to live at the beach. One wants to live at this city, one wants to live at that. So that there could be, but we just happen to usually agree about.
We agree. Yeah,
Usually.
We're very compatible.
Usually. And if we don't, we talk through it and one of us gives in and compromises.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, fine. Like,
True.
we can talk about that on that other podcast. Anyway, moving on.
Are there more joyful moments than sad ones being together?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Gosh,
oh,
yes.
100%.
Yeah, out of 100, there's 98. You know, joyful versus.
Yeah.
It's mostly joyful.
Well, yeah, definitely.
That's why when you're down like today, which is very rare, it's very odd. It's when people live like that I've talked to that it's odd the other way around.
yeah.
It's like, what's going on? She's been cool. She's
Yeah.
fine. She's nice. She wants to have sex with me. Like, something's going on.
Something's wrong.
Something's
What did you
wrong
do?
here. Like, this is weird. When
No.
that's not the norm.
We definitely have more of the better times.
What makes you happier in a relationship? Sharing or sacrificing? Those kind of the same?
No. Sharing and sacrificing aren't really necessarily the same.
True, but
I don't understand the question.
I don't understand the question. Sharing or sacrificing?
What does what now? Say it again.
What makes you happier in a relationship? Sharing?
Well, sharing for sure.
Or sharing always
Nobody
makes
wants to
me happy.
sacrifice anything, really.
No, that's a different
It's
personality
almost
type
like
thing.
saying it's almost like saying I get just as blessed to giving gifts as receiving. Now, don't get me wrong. I like to give gifts, but I like getting them way better, and I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I do like to give gifts. It does make you feel good.
It makes you feel good.
Paying it
does.
forward makes you feel good.
Makes you feel really,
Giving
really good.
somebody something makes you feel. But I also like to get gifts.
I love to get gifts.
So I
Gifts
would,
are cool.
I would prefer. I think sharing makes me.
I like the sharing.
Yeah.
Sacrifice seems like you might have the martyr thing going on.
You might have
right?
to,
You're
like-
I get joy out of being at,
Staying up with the baby every
Yes.
single night. That's the
And
one
telling
thing that
everybody.
we I was talking about this the other day. It's like we did the baby thing so good.
we crush the baby.
I mean, I'm
yes.
gonna like we did it so good because we both. Well, I mean, of course, I had maternity leave.
You did.
So those 12 weeks that I had maternity leave, I mainly got up with the baby at night because Jeff had to get up and go to work. So it was only. I mean, obviously, you know what I mean. I mean, he let me sleep when I needed to because of recovering. But when we both went back to work and we both had to get up at the crack of dawn, you know what I mean? I didn't think that it was fair. And I spoke up. I said, it's not fair because I get up and I go to work too. For me to have to get up and do the middle of the night every single night. That's not right. And so we came up with a system, and it was like he liked to stay up later than me.
I did. I stayed up a lot
So,
later.
yeah. So he would stay up super late, like 12, 1, 1:30 even sometimes. And
I always had a hard time going to bed anyway.
Yeah.
And back then I didn't drink.
So I would go to
So I
bed.
can stay up.
So
Now I can't.
I would go to bed at like 10 at a reasonable time. He would stay up till 1:30, feed the baby, put the baby to bed, and then when the baby got back up between about 4 or 4:30, I would just be getting up for the day a little bit earlier than I normally would. So I would get up, feed the baby, and sometimes I'd lay back down if she'd go back to sleep or he, and if not, then I would just be up for the day. But that way we both kind of had sleep. It
Right.
made sense.
It made
we
sense.
didn't say, okay, tonight's your night, tonight's my night. No, we just said, these are your hours, these are my hours, period. You
It
know?
worked for us.
Yeah, and on the weekends, I think we both took turns. Like one day I slept in, one day you slept. Remember those days when it was like, all right, Saturday's my sleeping day, so you're getting up with the baby, you're doing everything in the middle of the night, you're getting up in the morning, and I get to sleep in, and the next day it was me. And it, I mean, I never resented you.
Right.
Because a lot of women, especially, I think, resent their husbands because they're like, must be nice. You get to lay over there and sleep through the baby. I'm waking you up. I'll wake up like, hey, baby's crying. Hey,
Yeah.
baby's crying. But here's the
You
funny
did
thing.
for me because I don't wake up easily.
Here's the funny thing, what I did, though. So for the longest time, when they were real little and we did this, I was such a control freak.
Oh
And
my
I would
gosh,
wake
that's so
Jeff
funny.
up to go. I was like, okay, it's because we did it kind of different. We woke our kids up to feed them. We didn't really wait for them to wake us up. Anyway, that's another topic. But anyway, I was so controlling that I'd stay awake till he got back to bed and put the baby back down. I'm like, how much does she eat? Did you sure she's burp? Is she asleep? Are you sure she's asleep? I mean, I might as well just got up with her.
I think this was with, the first two. Yeah.
I think Maddie and Brooke. I don't think I did it as much with Nate because
No.
I don't feel like I was a confident mom until Nate.
But that's when you were just like, one morning you're just like, I'm just going to get up with him because you were up.
Yeah.
It was like, why am I waking you up to go
Yeah, it's stupid.
feed the kid while I sit here in
It
Indian
was
style in the
stupid.
bed?
Waiting and like
wait for you
nervous.
to
What am I
come back.
nervous about? Like, I wanted to make sure she ate so many ounces. Make sure you burped her a couple times. Did you change her diaper? Is she asleep? Are you sure she's all the way asleep? Because
Right.
there was something about like thinking I was getting ready to go to sleep and then waking up to a baby crying that drove me insane. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was. But I definitely was a control freak. But by the time I got, and this is a whole other podcast, we could talk about parenting like this. But by the time I got to Nate, I honestly, except for the circumcision part and having to take care of that, I felt like a confident mom. I felt like I got this. This is fine. This is my third one. I'm good.
Right.
You know, and I don't know if it was older. I mean, I wasn't really old, but like older. Or if it's because I went through 2 babies and I did pretty good. We did.
You did
But I
good,
did feel
yes.
confident. So anyway, that's, I don't know where we get off on that tangent on that question, but it sparked something in me.
Here's the last question.
Are we on 50?
We're on 53 right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we tore through those because a lot of them were
They were
just
dumb.
silly.
Some of them were dumb.
If you could choose your partner again, would you choose the same person?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
I would never mess with Destiny.
Who's Destiny? My name's Angie.
That's why I would never mess with Destiny.
Is there a secret you're not telling me?
No. My point is, it's perfection.
I mean, I wouldn't do anything
There's
over.
no way I'd
There are
change
things
that.
within our relationship that I would do over. I wouldn't pick a different person. Would I do some things in our relationship differently?
Same.
Yeah, 100%.
But isn't it nice to sit here and say, both of us can say, look, there's things that we figured out that a lot of people don't figure out.
Right.
But they still got to figure it out in some way, shape, fashion, form,
Okay,
or whatever. You know what I mean? They
Justice.
got to deal with it on their own, or they got to deal with it in another relationship, and they got to.
Right.
It's just to figure it out and work through it and continue to work on things. But no, I mean, when you look, we're very fortunate when you look at our relationship at how well we gel and work together.
We do.
And have the passion. We have the, you know what I mean?
Some people win
We have chemistry.
money lottery, and some people win relationship lottery, and I won a relationship lottery.
I did too.
Period.
Period. On period.
On period. And with that, dear sir, I give you heart hands. I would never
freaking
pick
A,
anyone
man.
else.
Don't do that. All right. That's it.
All right, peace out.